Hi, I'm Denise. I'm here to share with you the back to school lessons for August week 4. So if you're in your 4th week of teaching, you'll be doing lots of skipping ahead. If you're in your 1st week of teaching, you'll have lots of new material to do. We'll start with pre-K. So pre-K lesson 4, we have lots of options and a few new songs. So we sing Welcome, Welcome as our welcome song for August. If you haven't already done so, review procedures, talk about the music rules if you haven't already done so. We've got a brand new song for this week. This is from JJ's Jump section. If you're happy and you know it, it's a great beat keeping activity and it will introduce students to JJ's music. If you've done All Are Welcome, jump ahead. The other option is Sew Me in the Spider, and third option is Listening Walk. But this is 4th week of August, so if you're teaching for 4 weeks, you can just skip all those. Copycat is a keep the beat activity. I've found some fun music. You as teacher lead the beat and your students copy you. Instrument rhythms, drum, drum, shaker, shaker. You can use that to start the kids experiencing that rhythm in music comes from language. And then there's an activity where they can color, cut out, and make their own activities. I would always model this first as teacher before expecting pre-K students to do this. Model many times. Play, play, play along. If you've got those instruments out already, it's a fun little play along song. All About Me is optional. If you want to and you have photocopying and time to do this, you can do that activity. Roly Poly is just to practice up, down, and in a little direction song. Wash Your Hands. If you've sung it enough times already, skip ahead. The alphabet song is always good to review with pre-K early in the year. It's one song that almost all children know. Z is for Canadian schools. And if you have time, sing Six Little Ducks. And our goodbye song is Skinnamarink. So enjoy pre-K, August week 4. Kindergarten, August week 4. We're going to echo talking pets to begin with. We have the little kitty here. So the kitty sings, kids echo. Here is our welcome song, which you can use as a name game as well. And instructions are in the teacher notes if you want to use it as a name game. I also use this for introducing instruments. So each time I do it, I use a different instrument and then discuss that instrument with the students. Again, there have been 3 storybooks in August. If you've done them all, just skip ahead. But if this is your 1st week of teaching, I would start with All Are Welcome. If it's your 2nd week of teaching for you, So Me Goes Missing. If it's the 3rd week of teaching for you, the Listening Walk. And if you have done all those, skip ahead. Reviewing procedures, really important for those littles. Make sure they know how to do the things that you expect them to do. And the same with your rules. We can simplify these and make them understandable for little people just simply by discussing them. Whoops, Johnny, 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 whoops, Johnny, whoops, Johnny, 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 Johnny. Another name game. It's hard to remember all those littles' names, and this is very helpful. Here's another demo of me doing it. I've got the beat is a JJ song. It's again a fun beat keeping song. If you've already done it, skip this step, but review the song and review the choreography with them. And if you're brand new to the week, you might not get this far this week. Hopefully next week we'll have it figured out. I've got fruit rhythms for the kindergartens. Apple, apple, grapes, grapes. And some manipulatives so that they can make their own rhythms and play them on found sounds, body percussion, or instruments. Move to the drum as a movement activity. Again, a beat keeping activity for the students. What Shall We Do is a cute little song. This slide is given because you can make these activity slides full screen and you can read through the words and teach the children the melody by rote. Either sing a phrase or play it on the audio and have kids echo. And then you sing the whole song and ask the children to come up with ideas for new verses for this one. This is optional. Not all kindergarten classes can handle a chase game in the first few lessons. So if your students are exceptional, teach them Naughty Kitty Cat and then teach them the game. I go outside with my students. If you're doing this in the music room, speed walk safely instead of running. The All About Me is an optional activity. You may have done this already. This may be brand new for you. If you have time, you can add it. And Twinkle Twinkle is a nice calming song to end our class with. So that is kindergarten, August, week 4. It may be your first week of school, your second, your third, or your fourth. We're trying to make it work for everybody. Here's grade 1 for August, week 4. And we've got the JJ song, If You're Happy and You Know It. And again, it's a song that almost every grade 1 child will have heard, and it gets them moving to the beat. And he's got some interesting, fun new verses for that traditional song. Warm up with echo patterns. And here we've got Mama Owl singing and her babies echo. Your students will echo with the little owls. Our welcome song. And then again, there's 3 storybooks given here. If you've done all 3, just skip ahead. If you haven't done all 3, choose the storybook that you haven't done. Teach the music rules, how-tos, and what-ifs. And again, skip ahead if you've done it already. Discuss the music room rules. I like the Make Me a Circle chant. It's been working really well for making circles with my students. The circle name game is fun, and you can use the variations where I say, Denise, red. I say my favorite color. I might say my favorite food. Denise, pizza. So everybody gets to go twice. You'll get to know your students a little better. This is a storybook number 3, and it ties in really well with new friends. So How to Be a Friend is a storybook. The JJ song is New Friends. It's from the musical Bunnies, and it's got very cute little choreography for it as well. So get as far as you can. Whenever, yes, it actually doesn't have choreography. I lied. Teacher review, What Shall We Do? This is a good song to have kids create verses, and it's a nice song about making friends when you're out in the playground. What shall we do when we all go out? So here's the song. Again, the game, Naughty Kitty Cat, may or may not be a good activity for your grade 1 students in their first week, if this is their first week back to school, and you may not have time for it anyways. So if you're in week 4 and you've had your kids for those 4 weeks and you feel they're ready, absolutely play the game. And then we have a really lovely choral piece, Let Your Light Shine. It's at the end of kindergarten, and it's number 172. You may never have gotten to it. And it's a really beautiful song for a program later in the year. And many classroom teachers do Star of the Week. So this ties in well with that activity. And then the music time is over. That's grade 1, lessons for August week 4, whether you're in school for the first, second, third, or fourth week. Let's look at grade 2. So grade 2, I've added a brand new JJ song. This one is Get Up, Get At 'Em. And it's a really energetic song. They're going to do lots of beat keeping. I found I was in a place with poor Wi-Fi when I was reviewing the movie, and it was freezing. And I discovered that you can change the quality. So the auto quality is going to be high, but if I put it down lower, it's not going to freeze. So if you ever experience that in any of the videos, just lower the quality and it'll be a little bit more pixelated, but it will certainly work without freezing for you. Circle name game, again, you should, at this point, if this is your 4th week, be into the variations. If this is your very first week, just practice that and keeping a steady beat. So I say my name, Denise. The next child says their name. I've done Grand Old Flag with paper plates. You can use hands just as well for teaching, and then save the plates for a big reward, or maybe you even want to save this song for a November 11th assembly. There's a rhythm play along, and these are always fun. We have echo soulful patterns, and I think this is the first time you've seen the dog, so you get to echo the dog. Then we have our welcome song. And again, 3 storybooks for grade 2. Skip ahead if you have already done them. The what ifs, how to's. teach if you haven't done it, or review if you've done it only once. Skip ahead if you haven't. Same with the music rules. Say Hello is another JJ song. It's a little bit longer, more complex. If this is your first or second week, review it by rote and then go to the video with the lyrics. I have to go here to go down. So let's make friends wherever we go, and it's in 4 languages. It's a fun song. Here's choreography for it. So if you haven't done the choreography yet, this is a new addition to your lessons. The game Here Comes a Bluebird. It comes at the end of grade 2, but often we don't get to see that because if you don't teach in June, you don't see these songs. Here's a kid's demo of the kids playing it. The All About Me worksheet is optional, and the music time is over. So that's grade 2, back to school week 4. And 3rd grade, back to school week 4. And I've tried to give you a variety of echo patterns. Last week we did mi, re, do in the key of C. This week we're doing mi, re, do in the key of D, playing poison rhythm, and I've moved up a level. I was at level 6 last time. This is a level 7. Review the names. At this point, if it's your 4th week of teaching, do the variations, and hopefully those names are starting to stick. Welcome, Welcome is our welcome song, and there's lots of variants you can do with this song. You could do the Orff arrangement with it. You could do it with the storybook if you haven't already. If you haven't already taught procedures, teach or review. Teach or review the music rules. There is the 3rd storybook. It's Be Kind, and it goes with the JJ song, A Wave of Kindness. And here's choreography. You can learn it from John. I just press those videos. The kids learn it faster than I do. After I've taught it to 5 grade 3 classes, then it sticks with me. And here's the full choreography of Wave of Kindness. I've added a new song for this week for those teachers who have been in school already for 4 weeks. This is from Units, Our Musical World, Nigeria. And you can find more activities if you go there. But I've included the teaching choreography, and I've included the full choreography, doing the stick movements that John shows in the video. And then if you want to teach the actual words to the song, you can. There is an English translation of it. It's not a singable translation. It's a literal translation. Then we have an optional chase game. I find my kids love these games. And so if I can do them early in the year, I do get my kids on board with me and what I want to do in music class. If your kids aren't ready for a chase game, leave it out. And here's the kids' demo. I like to take the kids outside so they can actually run in the music room, speed walk safely. We've got a booklet about music and me for your grade 3s if you want to get to know them a little better. Again, whether you have time for this or whether you've already done it, or if you're just starting, that'll determine whether you want to do this or not. And then the music time is over. So that's grade 3. And I'm just going to share grade 4 because 4, 5, and middle school all are doing Star Spangled Banner and Lift Every Voice and Sing. So this is grade 4. We start with circle name game. So they have a name game. How to, I think in grade 5, I put jump in, jump out in instead. So teach or review the how-tos, the what ifs. Teach or review the music rules. If this is your first week, this is a great lesson, body percussion with the music rules and a creating activity at the end for the students to do an ostinato or intro and ending. Play along with note values. I've given 3 tracks. I have lots of fun picking out music for these. The kids really like playing along with them. If you do finger symbols on the whole note, it will be held for 4 beats. If you do drum, it'll be half notes. Stick, 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 stick. If you actually say the words, it will be quarter notes. Shaker, 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 or shaker, 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 shaker will be the 8th notes. First time you do this, you point and that group of students play along. Then invite the students to make up their own. You could also have the students create body percussion patterns. So here's the teaching piece of Star Spangled Banner. First, sing it. There's a lovely recording and 32 million views of that on YouTube. Star Spangled Banner activities. learning about it, just click here to advance to the next activities. And here's a new activity, fill in the blanks. And here's one where you sort the phrases. And then there's a student worksheet as an option. And for Lift Every Voice and Sing, I've got 2 performances in this week, and the idea is that you'll compare those 2 performances. So Beyonce is performance 1, and the Kirk Franklin version is performance 2. And then there's a worksheet if you wish to use it, or you could simply put this on a whiteboard and have the children verbally compare. You don't have to do it as a written activity. So those are the back to school lessons for Pre-K, K 1, 2, 3. The lessons for 4, 5, and middle school are very similar. I'm Denise Gagne. Thanks for sharing this time with me, and I hope you have a really good August week 4, whether it's your first, second, third, or fourth week of school.